Assalamu alaikum. This is Brother Hameed with the Muslim Empowerment Institute. And today I'll be giving some brief commentary on the recent murder of a young black teen by the hands of an Arab convenience store clerk in Memphis, Tennessee. I've seen very little outrage from amongst black American Muslims, so this is why we felt it necessary to produce the following commentary. Apparently, as a result of a young black teenager allegedly swiping the Arab's beer, the store clerk then chased the youth and shot him several times from behind, killing him. Then, after the shooting, according to witnesses, the store clerk goes back into the store and says, "I think I shot him," but he never notified the police. The teenager's body wasn't found until 2 days later, a few yards from the store. One report states that the store clerk may have even tried to drag the teenager's body to another location in order to avoid his implication. Some of the family members state that the teen used to do odd jobs for the store owner, so they knew the young man and he knew his family, according to reports. There's been peaceful protests outside of the store in the days following the shooting, with the protesters requesting people to not shop at the store. And as a result, the store has been closed down and is up for sale. Now, news of this situation has apparently gone viral in the era of Black Lives Matter. And everyone is aware that you have these mostly Arab-owned convenience stores infesting black communities all over America. And everyone knows that most of these Arabs are Muslims or are from Muslim countries. And they know that for them to sell alcohol is against the religion of Islam. They may not know anything else about Islam. They don't know anything about Tawheed, because we ain't teaching them Tawheed. They don't know anything about wudu or salah or anything else about Islam. But every black person in America knows that selling alcohol is strictly prohibited in Islam, and not because immigrant Muslims told them so, or not even because black American Sunni Muslims told them so. They know that selling alcohol is haram because of the work of the Nation of Islam. And this work has been put in the black community for decades. So in this case, we should give credit where credit is due. Now, we've heard outrage from Muslims about the murder of a young man in Sacramento, California. Clerk, I believe is his name. But isn't this outrage due to the fact that this brother was a Muslim? From the immigrant Muslim community, most of them wouldn't even have said a thing had they not found out that this brother was a Muslim. They know that members of law enforcement have shot several unarmed black men all over the country unjustly. Now, shouldn't we have the same level of outrage if an Arab Muslim shoots a black man unjustly? Where's the outrage from amongst our Negro imams on this situation? Oh, I know, we've given a khutbah or two on Muslims selling alcohol, and we've even gotten some of our immigrant brothers and sisters to give a khutbah about it as well. And the immigrant said, just make dua for them and be patient. Meanwhile, you got Muslim immigrants coming to America solely for the purpose of selling this death to black folks. There was an incident where a good Indo-Paki brother died in my city in a car accident as a result of a drunk driver. Now, the immigrants raised a big stink about it because one of their own got killed, and they started giving khutbahs about Muslims who sell alcohol and all of its dangers. But that eventually died down and everybody went back to their own business. So for many of these folks from the immigrant community, it's not an issue for them for Arabs to be selling alcohol to black folks. It's an issue only if it harms them. Now, for some of them, they don't even have a problem at all with selling alcohol because they got fatwas from overseas stating that in non-Islamic countries, selling alcohol and the other stuff that they sell is permissible. Now, why is it permissible? According to them, because the folks who are buying it are mainly non-Muslims. Can you believe that? These are the folks who you go overseas to study with. And then some of y'all Negro imams and Toby Muhammads ain't got nothing to say about it. We should just look over the faults of a Muslim, you say. So I guess since no one is saying anything about it, we should just do the same thing. Just look over the faults of a fellow Muslim, a Muslim who shot a young black teenager while he was running away. Can you believe that? So y'all just let the overseas folks brainwash you and teach you nothing short of rituals and dogma. Some of this stuff y'all don't even understand. And when something like this happens, we as a community or population of Muslims ain't got nothing to say. We're so focused on personal piety, but you don't want to say anything about these Arabs killing our youth with the alcohol. Oh, well, this was just an isolated incident. That's what you say. So let me tell you something. These Arab convenience store owners have aided and abetted the murder of more black folks by selling them their vices of alcohol, pork, cigarettes, lottery tickets, and pornography than all of the members of law enforcement combined. Well, the people who buy it are responsible too, and you're exactly right. And so are the people who are getting rich selling it to them. They don't put the convenience stores in the suburbs where the white folks live. I don't think the white folks smoke Swisher Sweets or whatever that stuff. These folks come to this country solely for the purpose of selling death to the black man. And they've been in our communities for years. They're taking advantage of our folks' shortcomings. You can barely give our folks dower because your Muslim brothers keeps getting them drunk. I remember a young brother who had just taken his Shahada. He came to the masjid one day and pointed out this Arab guy who had just finished leading the Salat. The young brother said he used to purchase beer from the guy. Did we not see this as problematic? This young brother had a cognitive dissonance that he couldn't shake to save his life. And I remember myself and some other brothers were trying to put together a campaign to stop these guys from selling alcohol a few years back. And a lot of the immigrants weren't down with it, even some of the Toby Muhammads as well. The idea was just to come and explain to them the dangers of what they're doing and how it's destroying the black community. And if they refused, we were just gonna expose them and let everyone know who the purveyors of alcohol were in the black community, in the Muslim community. The next step was to get with local black activists and stage protests to shut them down. You know what that is, brother? That's seeing something wrong and changing it with your hand. And we often talk about causes that black American Muslims can spearhead. And I believe that this is the perfect cause for us to spearhead. Now, this particular convenience store is shut down, and not because the Muslims were enjoying the right and forbidding the wrong, by the way. After everything dies down, one of the store owner's relatives is probably going to open it back up and attempt to commence to selling alcohol and other haram products. We need to make sure that this doesn't happen, and we need to figure out how we can get these guys to stop selling this stuff to our people. It's a health hazard, and it's increasing crime in the lower income neighborhoods. Many of the Arab convenience store owners have been killed in these stores. The Muslim cemeteries are filled with these folks, and some of the widows didn't even know what their husbands did. You know, they didn't even know that they had a convenience store. They just get a call saying that their husband was killed in one of them. And for the Arab convenience store owners that don't sell alcohol or stop selling alcohol, God bless you and may Allah reward you. We need your help to get your fellow countrymen to stop selling this death and destruction to our people. And to the black folks, well, first to the black American Muslims in leadership who are silent on this type of stuff, just know that you're contributing to the notion that when a black person comes into Islam, he's joining a system that dislodges him from his blackness and separates him from the black community. And for the black folks who didn't have a problem with the guy selling alcohol or the teenager allegedly stealing it, realize that these Arabs are taking advantage of your shortcomings, and they're getting rich off of it in the process. You want to go out there and tell whites and now tell Arabs that Black Lives Matter, but does your life really matter to you when you're spending all of your money on vices that destroys you and everyone else within the black community? Well, we can't get it together because of the system. When the system ain't forcing you to be getting drunk or to smoke or gamble or any of this other garbage. Black folks, we got to value ourselves more than what we've been doing. And when we really start to value ourselves, we won't feel any need to destroy ourselves with the poisons that we purchase from some folks who can care less about us. We need to look into the mirror and realize that the one who's been destroying you is not the white man or the man from another country. The one who's been destroying you is the man in the mirror. Love yourself, black man and woman. Again, this is Brother Hameed with the Muslim Empowerment Institute. Please like, share, and subscribe, and check out some of the other videos on this channel. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.